I'm terrified to find out what happens to this planet from us in the next few hundred years.
100 years even.
I'm extremely curious to know what happens. I feel like at a certain
going
point,
down a dangerous road with other countries yet even now.
Yeah.
We're in hard times with there's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
With other countries, Russia and China,
very sketchy things are happening. And I feel like eventually we're gonna go back to the Stone Ages. I hate to say that, but I have this dark feeling that we are gonna put ourselves, just because of our pride and because of our unwillingness to fix certain issues when they come up, we're going to throw ourselves into a time when nobody has anything anymore. And now we're just all in a really bad place. Or worse yet, we're indebted to somebody like China or some other country, and now we're just subservient to them, and we have to listen to everything they tell us and go by their rules. Like, we get taken over.
And this is where I bring up, the whole conspiracy thing. But that's the whole Illuminati plan, right? And the one world government. Mm-hmm. That's where that comes into play, because everybody's fighting, nothing works. So now that's what they want to establish, is a one government to govern the whole world.
Yeah, which is strange that a group of people could get to that point. We all allow it to happen. But they see
it, all the stuff they talk about, it's like stuff you see happening now. It's not even far from.
No.
It's on its way there. Basically,
get yourself a bug out bag. And it's such a hopeless almost thing to bring up, because a bug out bag, what if they say there's no travel advice? You can't leave your state. We'll arrest you and throw you. You're going to bug out where? Stay in your house. And we're going to cut your electricity off. And if we catch you walking down the street, you'll be shot. This is the kind of world we're living in. What's your bug out bag going to do you now? It's
what's the whole stuff I'm trying to bring up? Everybody, and a lot of people, you're conspiracy. That'll never happen. People think that all the time. And then what happens when it does? I get, people say that stuff that'll never happen. Think about other countries that said the same thing.
Right.
Think about, okay, here's the whole Ukraine-Russia thing. Look at how Russia encircled them with stuff before they ever did. And people still never did. All of a sudden they fleed after they attacked. But you've seen it coming a month in advance. But everyone's oh, it'll never happen.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. Why'd you wait till the last? Now there's bombs flying, so now we're going to get out of here?
No, it's because people don't have freedom of speech to tell people what's actually going on. And everybody's afraid.
But they did in Ukraine.
Did they?
Yeah.
They have freedom to talk about everything freely in Ukraine.
That's the whole thing they're fighting for, because they want to be more Western as far as the world goes. They have more of the Western ideology versus communism.
Guess what?
That's why they're fighting.
Don't be like us.
Well, to a point you should.
Be like us in the beginning, maybe.
No.
Not now.
Well, they shouldn't be communist either.
No.
Because they have no right for your government to tell you to do everything you should do.
It's like you tell your kids, don't be like me, be better than me. It's kind of like that. You still want them to be like you, but just a better version. So don't be like us, be better. But yeah, so Russia was encompassing Ukraine long before, and people knew about it, and they still didn't go anywhere because they were all living, even people in Ukraine maybe were living in a little bit of a fantasy world where they're I just can't see it happening like us. We're I can't see the United States crumbling and we get taken. There's no way.
Could.
Oh, 100% it could. And it could happen very quickly, too.
People are getting very soft and lazy.
Yeah. You not going to the gym at 3 a.m. in the morning like you should.
But there's people that won't fight. They're willing to just lay down and do whatever.
Yeah. We're always going to have people like that.
I feel like a lot of the countries like that, probably.
Probably. I
could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I'm wrong, but damn it, man. I watch TikTok videos and I think I might be right.
The thing I'm sad to see is the Ukraine thing too, is they're fighting. What hurts me to watch it is as a country, if I was in that country, I'm proud to see them fighting for themselves, but I see them fighting a war they can't win, because I feel like as the U.S., we promise them things we can't give them. And we've done it before with other countries.
Mm-hmm.
We've done it with Cuba during the Bay of Pigs. We said we're going to send planes and all this, and then it never happened.
Right.
And they tried to fight a war, and then Castro came in and he killed a bunch of his own people. And that's basically I feel like a lot of the Europe and us are promising them things, and but it's like, we're not giving them the things they need to win. They're not going to win that way. Like, they don't have the people to win that. And it's sad to watch.
It is.
Because they're fighting a war that maybe can't. And I mean, hopefully they prevail and I'm wrong. But that's not the way I see it going.
No. Anyway,
and we're standing back and like watching it happen, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we should interfere either, because I don't know. Like, I'm not there. I was never there. Like, I'm not going to tell you like that's how it should be. But, time. Yeah. So, my bad. But anyways, yeah, part 2. Anyways, we were talking about Ukraine. Ukraine war.
What's Mariupol?
Mariupol is a city in Ukraine that's on the port of like the Black Sea. And recently, like one of Russia's ships got attacked on the sea. I guess the Ukrainians sunk it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. But the Russians finally reported that it actually sunk, and they only say 1 dead, but 28 missing. Okay, let's just say 30 are dead, right? Like they can't admit. Yeah. They don't want to admit those 30 people are dead.
Yeah.
But anyways, Mariupol is under attack, under siege, and there's a steel factory, and a bunch of the Ukrainians are like held up in the steel factory now, they say. I'm not there, I don't know if this is real, but this is what I'm getting from like information that I pull up and hear about. But there's supposedly like thousands of citizens that held up in this factory, and there's like 2,000 troops in there. And Russia's not attacked, and maybe right now they are. I don't know. This is as of like, because you're getting news from them. You got to remember they're on a different time zone.
Yeah.
So like you're hearing the news. So maybe since I've talked about this, maybe something's happened. But they're held up in this factory. It was an old steel factory on the port. That's part of Ukraine. And they want to siege it and take it over. Well, Russia's surrounded it now, but they were attacking it. They say they show video of tanks like still shooting at it, but Russia says like they're just Russia says they are just like surrounding them, like holding them up, hoping they say that if you come out, we'll let you go. If that's true, I don't know. They also say they have satellite imagery of this right next to the plant, or in Mariupol. There's this big like dirt thing, and they say they think it's like a mass grave of like 10,000 people that were buried, but nobody knows because they haven't been in there yet. So
this is a weird question about that, because I saw that story too.
Yeah,
who the hell buried 10,000? Are there Russian soldiers with shovels burying people in fields? Like what is this?
Machinery too, yeah. Well, other cities, they've already dug up mass graves, and they're pulling bodies up of people and a lot of them have headshots, so they're being executed. And it's probably mostly men, I'm assuming.
So
fighting.
Right. So you think that's weird, because Russia is invading the Ukraine. Why do they need to cover up the fact that they're killing people?
Well, because they're saying they're not killing that many people.
Oh. But 10,000? What was the number?
That's what they think is in this mass grave, is like, and who knows, maybe it's bad information on the European part, because that's where I'm getting the news from them. And anybody, I've seen pictures, you can like do stuff with art, right? And you can make stuff look like stuff. But
Deep
it's supposedly, yeah. But you can see that it was like a mass grave, and that's what they're saying. Like something's been done. It's like fresh dirt. So either something was bombed there and it just been leveled. They don't know, because nobody's like going into the city, because they only have their own troops, right? So that's what I wondered. Like, they're saying all this is happening. Why is Ukraine not sending troops from their other parts to like go help their people? Zelensky is saying he told his people not to give up, just to hold out.
Was that the Russian deep fake? No, that was Zelensky the Russian fake Zelensky told them to give up, right?
No, the Russians themselves are telling them to give up, and they'll let them go.
No, I'm talking about the deep fake.
That was before, yeah.
Yeah, he told them to all put their weapons down.
Zelensky himself is saying to have his he said, hold out and don't give up.
Yeah.
But they're surrounded now in this like steel
factory. What do you want us to do? Like, you want us to all get slaughtered? Like, at a certain point in war, and this some people might probably disagree with me on, but like, when do you give up? Is there ever a point when you should give up? And I hate that. I hate even the words coming out of my mouth, you know? But if you're
fighting for a real cause, no.
Right, but let's say you're in that building and your wife and your whole kids, your family, everybody's in there with you.
You should find a way to get them out of there.
You're going to get slaughtered if you go out and attack
the Russians. Get them out of there. That's where Zelensky should send his other troops. I get he's trying to like defend other parts.
How do you get them out of there?
He needs to send in guys to get them out of there.
Yeah, but
at night you got to sneak them out of there. That's all you can do.
Can you?
Probably.
If you're surrounded in a building, can you sneak out? Is that a thing? Women and children? So. I would feel slightly more inclined to think maybe some men.
If you can get some intel and find out, like, if I don't know how much like stuff they can get from the outside people, because Ukraine does have drones flying around. We're giving them stuff like that. Turkey's giving them drones. So they have the capabilities to use that stuff to like see what's going on. So if you can find out what's going on, like, you have to form a plan, right? That's what military stuff is, right? You form plans and you execute it.
Yeah.
You have, supposedly there's like 2,000 troops still in there. And if there's citizens in there, they should be trying to figure out a way to at least get them out of there as troops. Like, the troops are there to defend the city. They don't want to give it up. Mm-hmm. But now that you got people involved, you want to try to get them out of there. And Russia says that they're going to let them out. But who knows? I mean, you don't know, right? Like, do you say okay and send them out and then they just slaughter them?
That's the thing. You don't know if they're just going to murder you if you come out of there, because of some of the other reports that we've heard from what Russian soldiers have been doing. Or if you already seen them
gun down somebody else in your family, you're not going out there. You're like, nah, man.
Yeah. We saw the video on the one site where the tank just
Give me
ran
a gun.
over that.
I'll at least fight my way out of here.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to die, at least I'm going to die trying. I'm not going to die just giving up. That's the part where I won't give up.
Right. And this is a level, like, it's easy to talk, right?
But I would.
Right.
I know.
But I'm saying, like, a lot of people, for the majority of people that are watching this whole scenario unfold in Ukraine, it's very easy to say what we think we would do and stuff. I understand. I'm not saying you wouldn't give up and stuff. I'm just talking about people in general. Like, those people over there, you know, we don't know what their mental state is right now. All the things they've probably seen to get them up to the point where they're now like cornered into this building.
Okay, but even if you give up, do you just kill yourself versus like taking the chance of being tortured?
That's going to be my next question. Like,
if that's the situation, if I feel like I give up, like, I'm not going to give them the chance to like, do you trust that they're just going to take you out good, or like, do you just take yourself out?
No, I'm not going to kill myself. You're going to have to kill me. But
do you want to be tortured?
Here's my question.
Do they get tortured?
Because you're saying this whole scenario is just so much worse because there's women and children in that building, right?
Yeah.
If it was a bunch of men and soldiers just holed up in that building, I'd be like, what are you waiting for? Like, get your guns and sneak out of there. Like, start shooting. Like, dude. But there's a bunch of very like.
But you're going to get hungry. You're going to have to drink something. You're going to have to get out of there or give up. You have two options.
So that's my next question. Like, from like the professional, like what they're telling us perspective, what happens if these people just give up? Like, what do Russians do to them? Are they going to transport them to a concentration camp? Like, what happens if you just say, okay, we're going to put our guns down? Do Russians just like, okay, we'll take your guns and leave? Like, are you going to go to jail? Like, what happens?
Look what the Russians are doing to their own people when they speak. They're arresting people on the streets that protest the war.
Right.
All they're saying is like, don't fight. Don't fight the war. And they're like, we're throwing your ass in jail. People are dying. Some of the famous people are, there was a model and she voiced her opinion. She's one of them against the war. And she said something like 2 days later, she's found in a suitcase. So, like, okay, if they're finding out that information, what makes you think, like, as a Ukrainian, they're going to let you go? Like, if I knew that, like, beforehand, like, I know they ain't let me go. I don't think that.
I wouldn't think they would let you go either, but
I mean, I could be wrong.
2,000 soldiers on top of a bunch of women. You think they would, if they were going to murder him, wouldn't they just blow up that building?
But they're going to starve them out.
Yeah, so then...
So now they're going to hold up and just die?
So you think they're sitting there wasting all that time
they
just watching this
building?
Yeah, but do you think they're sitting there like when they could blow up and destroy this building, just get it over with and leave? If they're going to kill all these people, why not just blow the building up and get out of there? We can use these troops elsewhere other than sitting here and guarding these people like this. Like, so why would they wait them out till they starve and just come out? Like, what are they going to do with them if they're not going to kill them?
Think about this on a Russian standpoint. They have them surrounded. They have this Area 1, right?
Yeah.
As a military, you also know you don't have to waste your troops. Like, now, if think about it, if they send their guys in to, like, just take them out, like, military stance without bombing them, like, just going, you're going to lose some Russian troops also. You're going to lose people. Because people are going to fight back, you're going to lose people. But if they wait them out, you're not losing anybody.
If they bomb the building, how do they lose people?
But that's the thing. They're trying not to look. Russia's trying to play it safe, too.
Right. Okay.
They're not, and they are.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they are bombing stuff, and maybe they already have, but I don't know. But
do you hear they bombed that plane that's now extinct? The last big B whatever. There's the biggest plane in the freaking world. They bombed a hangar that it was inside of, and now that thing's destroyed. That plane was insane, man. But it was in Ukraine. Yeah. Russia had freaking bombed it. Lost another great piece of history because of this nonsense.
But for Ukrainian people, man, I mean, like that country, like the videos I've seen, they have a lot to come back. I mean, that country is demolished.
Do you think it's possible?
And those are major cities.
I know. Do you think it's possible for Ukraine to win this? The way things are going.
Without help from other people, no.
And they're getting help, but it's like backhanded help from people, right? Yeah. It's like we're kicking you scraps. Nobody's directly...
Besides people that are willingly going over there, not through the military, to do it.
Yeah.
Because we do have people from the U.S. that decided, they're just like, we even have ex-military that like retired, and they're like, or they've already served their time, and they decided to go over there and help them.
I'm curious, like,
so
is there anything legal against that? Like, if you and I wanted to grab an AR or whatever and go over and just start shooting, yeah, but we're gonna go and start shooting Russian people,
and Ukraine will say, "Come on in."
That it's weird how that law. There's nothing.
Because we're helping them. No?
I know it's at a time of war. I can just go start killing people in Ukraine right now. If I
through Russia there is.
Yeah, wouldn't
but
we?
Not through the West, no.
So would Russia be able to charge us with war crimes?
In Russia, yes.
But if they captured us...
If they wanted to, but they'll probably just shoot us. They ain't going to even waste their time.
They would shoot us, yeah.
They're not going to waste their time. Especially Americans, man. They ain't going to waste their time putting us... I mean, we could be held as hostages.
Right.
Like bargaining chips, right?
Yeah, you could be putting the United States at a big disadvantage. You do some crap like that, right? If you go over there as an American.
You chose on your own to go there, so they also know America's probably not going to do anything for you.
True.
So
it's a terrifying situation, man. Whenever I watch those videos, he and I, we watch it. There's a website called Real News No BS. It's the whole word, no bullshit. You go look at that. They post. It's the majority of it is nothing's blurred out really. They post like raw footage of what is happening in the war in Ukraine, like on the streets, people filming like burned bodies laying on the ground, people freaking bullet holes in their head, like
people don't know the extent of war, especially in this country.
Nasty, man. And sometimes people are filming like these soldiers and they're in an active gunfight, and you're able to sit there and I'm watching bullets hit. There's a guy in a little foxhole or whatever, and I'm watching bullets ricochet off of his gun as he's shooting back. Like bullets are hitting his gun, and he's right there behind the gun, and he's still shooting. Like, it's like, you don't understand. And people, like, you don't understand how fast a bullet moves, like, This
is hit before you even know it happened.
Yeah. This is terrifying stuff. Your life, those people's lives are being snuffed out so freaking fast over there. Like, people are dying. Doesn't matter how powerful you think you are or how smart. If a bullet hits you or a tank shoots at the building you're in. Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm watching airplanes attack apartment buildings. Like, it is mind-blowing what's going on over there. And it's, I don't know, man. I'm unsure because I'm not involved with the military. I don't know what our response to any of this really, because we don't, like I said, in all this
stuff right now, we're making money.
Yeah, but in all this stuff, like, we really just don't know the inside, like, what's actually going on at the meetings of the higher up people in power. Like, what is really happening? None of us know. Like,
we're seeing opportunity. The West sees it as an opportunity to vamp up our stuff and then sell other countries, right? Like, we can sell them now. We don't want them to get their, because Russia supports a lot of their power and all that stuff, but we're trying to take that away from them, and then we're going to have to figure out a way to help them do that stuff. But now see it as a situation now for our country. We can sell them that stuff, and now we're making money.
Yeah,
I see how it kind of works. It's definitely a money thing also, but we also can't just like walk in there because we're worried about Russia will do, or China, because China's backing Russia right now.
Not good.
So I mean, which I'm surprised China hasn't invaded Taiwan yet, because I know that's a whole thing.
They'll do it. You know, have you watched Joe Biden recently? You watched any of his stuff? Our wonderful, illustrious president.
He's not in charge either.
I know, but I'm telling you, he's the face of the United States of America right now.
He's the guy that they can blame stuff on. Yeah.
No, he's the face of our freaking country.
Too, but he's not anybody really.
That bumbling fool is the face of this country to the rest of those countries.
He was put in there so they can manipulate him the way they want.
Okay.
Right?
Now you think about this.
That's why they didn't want Trump in there.
Right. You think about this.
They thought they could get Trump, and then he's like, nah, I want to do things my way. And I watched the thing. That's where Trump messed up too, though, because instead of Trump getting paid money, he's like, no, I'm not taking money from people. I'm going to do this. Well, now, all he did was move the money over to the lobbyists. So the lobbyists take the money and tell him things that they need done. Is all it is. Bump the money down to somebody else, basically.
Trump did that?
Because during his thing, yeah. Because he's not willing to, he's, as a person, like, he's going to choose things, but he still has his own people coming to him. But somebody's going to pay them to, like, bring stuff to Trump like they want done.
Right, right.
So the money just gets moved around.
For sure. So, what are we disagreeing that Biden is like?
I'm not saying he's not an idiot. He is for sure. But he's very manipulative. Like, exactly. They can use him the way they want him. That's why he's there. Well, everybody has a boss, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got a boss.
So you think his boss is like Nancy Pelosi and
the Senate, other people, the people that endorse him, the people that are paying to endorse him to become president are in charge of this guy.
Right. They're in charge.
They paid him off to do his thing.
But the president does, in a lot of situations, have the power to veto, the power to declare. Does the president have the power?
But then he's worried about what will happen to him or his family, right? If he doesn't.
Right, but he's such an idiot. It's like, now is the time to take advantage of the United States of America, right? If you're China or Russia, and that's a terrifying thought.
Who said they haven't already?
I know, but we haven't felt it, like, to the point where, like,
not that we see, no.
Yeah, but if they're really going to go after something and then we feel it here at home, like, legitimately we start feeling things, like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm scared of happening with him in the office. We look so weak, so bad right now.
And I get gas being higher and whatever, but out of the whole world, we pay more for gas in this country than anybody else in the world.
And we could be producing so much more of it. But we're so freaking stupid.
I think they won't open
up lands
now to
you know.
drilling,
Yeah, and that's a whole nother thing we could get off into about the pipeline and all that stuff, everything they were shutting down.
Well, that's what a lot of it is. And that's, I get Russia's standpoint. They don't want the West coming in there and getting closer to them. Like, I get what they're doing too. Like, neither side is right in this situation. Like,
yeah, you can't trust the United States with a little bit of power either. We'll screw it up 100%.
Ukraine is fighting a war, basically, way I see it.
They're fighting against us and Russia.
They're fighting for the West.
Kind of. Russia, kind of.
And communism.
Kind of, yeah.
They are. But they're also fighting for their own country because they don't want to let it go. They don't. And they even wanted to be neutral. And and now that's the thing I watched too. Now there's talks that Russia might go actually into Moldova, which is another little breakaway country. Mm-hmm. And they even said, hey, Russia, we are neutral. Do not attack us. But they're worried about separatists going into there. And now there's talks that Russia, and Zelensky even brought it up, that this isn't the only place he's going. Like, you guys need to, and he brings it up all the time. You guys need to help us. Like, he knows, like, he's like, Putin is going to go into these other places and he's going to take over. Like, and that's what his whole fight is too. Like, you need to come in here, help us, or he's going to keep expanding. Because that's Russia's thing too. Supposedly they want to bring back the pre-USSR, right? Yeah. They want to bring back Russia, establish being another powerful country, and being like, we're it, you know? And there's talks that Putin's dying, right? Like he has cancer or something.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So they think like this is, you know, and maybe Putin has nothing to do with it. Maybe he's got people telling him what to do, just like our guy. You know, he's just a face for their government, and they use him to manipulate him and do what they want done. And he's the one that's being told like he's doing this. Maybe he's not, but maybe he is.
You know what's even scarier of a thought than thinking that there's an Illuminati out there and they're running like, or even thinking that like Congress, members of Congress are actually running the country and stuff like that. You know, what's a more terrifying thought?
Corporate people run the country.
Right.
I think.
But what's a more terrifying thought is that it's all kind of, it might be a little deeper than we think it is, but it's all just kind of, what's happening is what's happening. Like, Joe Biden is the president. He's making a lot of really stupid decisions. Sure, he's being advised by a lot of powerful people. Right. There's a lot of people. Exactly. And it's just chaos. It's, you know, that's the more terrifying thought, that really nobody really knows what the hell is going on. And we're all just in this for ourselves, and we're not worried about the trickle-down effect of what our actions over here are going to do to these people over here or those people. It's these little groups of people that are just looking. We're all fighting amongst each other, essentially.
And maybe the U.S. and Russia are in cahoots, and whatever's going on is benefiting both of us. Who knows?
Very possible. It's very possible the president of China met up with the president of Russia, and someone from the United States met, and they're like, listen.
Hey, let's do this.
Yeah, let's live our dream lives. Like, let's take this over.
What's up, bro?
Yeah. I'm going to text you later. You let me know when you want to invade Ukraine. Like, we'll figure something out. I can get through Congress. Like, okay, I'll make money here. You start this company over here. As soon as the war kicks off, we'll send all the work to that company, okay? And we're going to be shipping you guys this stuff. Like, we don't know. All this stuff. Like,
Zelensky could be benefiting from it.
You never know. Yeah. There's so many possibilities. Yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah. People are dirty.
One thing we can always rely on is people are dirty, and there's corruption, and people are out to get money these days. Money is the motivator for so many things, and power. You know, once money stops becoming an issue, like we look at Mark Zuckerberg and what he's doing with his all of his companies and stuff, or Jeff Bezos, and once you realize that money to them is no longer the object, they don't give a damn, you're like, what else could it be? Oh my God, they want power and control over people. You think about
everything I've done, now what do I got to do? I'm bored, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, we're bored. I want to gain more power now. I want more control over things. And it's terrifying because they can do it. Did you see the latest thing Amazon is putting out, like their legal contract or whatever for employees? Like, oh man, I wish I could remember this entirely. but something to the effect of they can look through all of their employees' social media stuff and everything, and they can censor, like if their employees are tweeting or putting things on Instagram or anything, they can censor out of their employees like tweets or post the word like slavery or the word corporation. Like they can censor out anything that's going to make Amazon look bad. Like Amazon is going into a very dark place right now. And it's scary, man. Like you're now so legally like encased with a company like that where like you can go to jail for like talking negatively about them online. Like stuff like that is starting to happen. Like these people are looking for power. That's a terrifying thing. That
Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter, right?
Elon, that would be sweet. It's gonna be. I think Elon. I don't know where to stand on Elon, man. I think he's a legitimate human being, and I think he's just doing all the things he wanted to do. You know, it's hard for me to see any like bad intentions behind a lot of his stuff. I think he's playing games with other rich people, and he's like trolling them.
Well, the thing is, too, the whole Twitter thing could just be a distraction from doing something else that he's doing.
Yeah, but he's been so.
It could be a distraction though. Like he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna say this," so like they take focus off of this other thing I'm doing.
It's true, but what else is he doing?
So now nobody's gonna worry. Well, Tesla, you got all the stuff. He's got what Starlink, right? He's got all the stuff that he gets into like NASA with and the military. Like, there's all kinds of stuff.
You think he's a bad guy?
No, but he's smart in the fact that he can distract the media with something else.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to focus on this, and now I can do something over here, and they're not going to pay attention to it.
Right.
It's smart. It's like it's distraction, right? Like, it's a powerful
sleight of hand.
Yeah, it's smart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it could be.
Yeah, dude, that guy is very smart. I don't know what his whole deal is.
He's not an idiot. I mean, he didn't get where he's at by not knowing anything.
Why would you want to buy Twitter, first of all? Is Twitter...
For billions of dollars. Well, because you
think he would control now president elections and stuff?
Right?
Like
he'd be the richest man ever, right?
Keep in mind
his net value
this time now. Okay,
his value, right? Like if he owns Twitter now, what they consider what he's worth. If he controls Twitter now, also, like if he becomes the major shareholder and he buys Twitter, like his
power, his power would increase.
Who he is more than anybody,
right?
Realistically,
I'm okay so far with everything Elon Musk is doing.
He surpasses Jeff Bezos, then, right?
Right. Oh, for sure. And like to this point, I'm completely fine with. I see no red flags so far when I look at Elon, and maybe that should scare the hell out of me.
What happens if they combine forces?
Elon and Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, we're all gonna be slaves. It's over.
I'm surprised they haven't.
Which is, wait a minute. See, see, you hear what I just said?
You were super on Elon Musk board before, yeah. Now you're like, well, I could eventually somehow hate Elon Musk in the future.
Well, we're talking like if they were all to get together to take over the world, though. Could. Right, but think about
Maybe that's what's happening. We don't even see it.
Think about this.
That's all it would
Listen to what we just said, though. Could they take over the world if we all let them? What if we said...
People love them, though, right?
No. Yeah, but I'm saying we the people.
Let them right in there.
Right, but I'm saying we the people. If tomorrow we find out, now Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, if you say this word in public, or if you don't work for this corporation for the rest of you, like if they start imposing all these laws and rules on society, couldn't we the people all just say, listen, you guys are done. But we're going to throw you in. But I'm just saying, we don't understand. Humans, our stupid little pea brains, we have not figured out that we're the ones in control of a lot of this stuff.
Well, that's because
we're allowing them to do it.
We allow them to dumb us down with all this stuff.
Yeah, they're
making our lives easier, so we become more... What's the word I'm trying to think of?
More tame. More soft.
They can take control.
We give them that power, and we could take it away from them. But we're so weak, and a lot of people are so stupid. You don't seem to understand.
iPhone.
Yeah.
You're like, I need that. No, man, you had a phone before that one. Why do you need that phone?
Your damn phone. This phone that I have is old as hell. It works just fine. I can do everything. Look at me. I'm doing more than what you are doing. Okay? And I have a stupid old iPhone. So, yeah.
Nah, man, I got to go out and get the new iPhone. Nah, man, I need the Oculus. Nah, man, I need this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this has been an enlightening conversation. People, don't become susceptible to the people. Remember who's in charge.
That's right. BTG squad is out of here.
Cue the music. We're out. Peace.
Peace. Bang your gavel, Trick.
Where are the aliens? Maybe they're among us. I don't know.